UFOs, mysterious objects with no scientific explanation and often claim to contain extraterrestrial life. UFO phenomena are sometimes just the claims of observers, and sometimes images and or sounds obtained with various recording devices. People who study records and claims about UFOs are called ufologists, and this work is called ufology. Although UFO observations have been made before, observation reports have increased greatly since the 1950s, especially in the USA. Tens of thousands of UFO claims have been recorded since these years. UFOs are also known as flying saucers in English. This is because of an incident that occurred in the USA in 1947, which was recorded as the first famous UFO case. Businessman Kenneth Arnold privately claimed that while flying in his small plane around Mount Rainier in Washington, he saw 9 crescent-shaped flying objects and objects move like saucers bouncing on water. The newspaper that published the news erroneously wrote that the objects are in the shape of a saucer, and the name flying saucer became established. UFO claims have been made since ancient times. According to some ufologists, the bizarre depictions at Cave of Altamira in Spain or Lot, Peshmeral, Cave in Cubnac, France, may be UFO depictions. In addition, some paintings or figurines, such as the Tassili frescoes in Algeria, interestingly resemble alien depictions depicted in 20th-century reports. According to some ufologists, this is proof that the UFO phenomenon existed before man invented aircraft. But these strange phenomena observed in ancient times are thought to be comets, bright meteors, or optical phenomena in the atmosphere. The study of such phenomena in ancient times is called retroufology. UFO phenomenon 2. It became public after World War II, especially after the testimony of an American businessman named Kenneth Arnold on June 24, 1947. Kenneth Arnold had observed UFOs while cruising in his private plane near Mount Rainier in Washington state. According to his testimony, he had seen 9 very bright crescent-shaped objects that acted like an inverted saucer. Flying from Mount Rainier towards Mount Adams, these objects were very fast. Arnold claimed that their length was between 12 and 15 meters and their speed was at least 1,800 kilometers per hour. Arnold declared that they flew like geese, forming a diagonal chain, as if connected to one another. His movements resembled a saucer that bounced off the water. Thousands of testimonies followed this event, especially in the USA. Another important testimony came from a flight crew of United Airlines, one of the world's largest companies, on July 4. The team announced that on the evening of July 4, 9 circular objects accompanied their planes over Idaho. This testimony received greater media coverage and was found more credible than Arnold's. In the following days, most newspapers began to publish the flying saucer events on the front page. The Roswell Incident occurred on July 4, 1947, which had a great impact all over the world. That day, Mac Brazel, owner of a farm near Roswell, and his neighbors noticed debris on the ground, and Mac Brazel reported it to the nearest military base. A young officer, Lieutenant Walter Oates, from the Roswell Army Airfield, RAF, base made the first contact with the press at the time, explaining that the Army had captured a flying saucer wreck near a farm in Roswell. This statement aroused strong media attention. Kenneth Arnold's observation had appeared in the press a month before this event and had such a strong resonance that everyone, including the military, was now interested in the subject. The day after the initial disclosure of the Roswell incident, the commander in charge of the base, General Roger Ramey, 8th Air Force commander, issued a statement correcting the young officer's statement, explaining that the flying saucer was only a weather balloon. A press conference was held and journalists were told to confirm the weather balloon thesis. Some remains were shown. The event fell off the agenda and remained forgotten for nearly 3 decades until the end of the first major UFO raid in the United States. In 1978, Major Jesse Marcel tried to reassemble the fragments of the 1947 Roswell wreck and announced on television that they were definitely of extraterrestrial origin, and that the fragments that General Ramey, who was once the base's commanding officer, showed reporters were not real fragments from the Roswell incident. Like the nuclear physicist Stanton T. Friedman, who later became a ufologist, he was of the opinion that the military had hidden their takeover of the spaceship from the public. After that, this phenomenon or this story has been the subject of UFO amateurs and ufology magazines. After all this information, we want to ask you, are UFOs real? You can write your thoughts and opinions in the comments section of the video.